Welcome everyone to the College of Fine Arts Spring 2018 Graduate Commencement Ceremony. My name is Catherine Inzerillo and I am this year's Outstanding Graduate Teaching Assistant from the School of Dance, and we are honored to have you join us today to commemorate this milestone with the many students who will be awarded master's and doctoral degrees this afternoon. As a member of this year's graduating class, I can share from personal experience that the decision to further one's education in graduate level studies is not made lightly. It is a decision that deeply confirms a person's passion for and commitment to their chosen field, as he or she embarks on years of intensive, focused study that requires the highest levels of discipline and dedication to successfully complete. Today, we celebrate these graduates' scholastic and creative achievements, as well as their demonstrated commitment to the arts. Now please stand and join me in welcoming the procession of faculty and the graduating class of 2018.
Good afternoon, everyone. Please be seated. I'm Tanis Gibson, Dean of the College of Fine Arts. And first, thank you to the Fred Fox School of Music Brass Quintet. And also, let's thank our first speaker, Catherine Inzerillo, who is graduating with an MFA from the School of Dance. Thank you, Catherine. Welcome, and congratulations to our 2018 spring graduates. Graduates, this celebration is about you. Could we have the house lights up, please? Thank you. Let's have all the graduates stand as we kick off this celebration with a big round of applause for you. You may be seated. Thank you. Today, as we acknowledge your hard work and this big step on the road to your careers in the arts, we must acknowledge, too, that learning is a partnership. The other half of the partnership is the faculty. So let's show our appreciation for their dedication to your futures. Faculty, please stand. Now, the tentacles of this collaboration extend even further, of course, because our graduates here today have been supported by friends and family, many of whom have made multiple trips to this campus and are here again today, often traveling long distances for this important occasion. So everyone out there who had a role in this success story, stand up, please. Parents, grandparents, family, friends, thank you. Thank you so much for your support. Students, today we celebrate your time on this campus and your experience as graduate students. Fittingly, we'll hear now from a distinguished teacher, scholar, and graduate student supporter. Dr. Andrew Carney earned his PhD from MIT in generative linguistics. He came to the University of Arizona in 1998 and is a professor in the Department of Linguistics and a member of the Cognitive Science, Ethnomusicology, and Second Language Acquisition and Teaching graduate interdisciplinary programs. After serving for a number of years as the faculty director of graduate interdisciplinary programs, Dr. Carney took over as Dean of the Graduate College in 2012. Under his leadership, the college has founded the Graduate Center, a national model for the professional development of graduate students. Dr. Carney has developed and enhanced facilities for increasing the number and the diversity of our graduate students, and he has worked to improve the support of students across campus. In his spare time, Dr. Carney is the lead teacher of one of two international folk dance clubs in Tucson. So please join me in welcoming Andrew Carney.
Thank you for that kind introduction, and thank you, Dean Gibson, for inviting me to speak to you all today. I'm going to echo some of the remarks she's already made. Let me start by congratulating all the graduates here today. No one knows better than the graduate dean how much work, effort, sweat, and tears goes into achieving the things that you have managed to do today. You all rock. I would like to congratulate and thank your families and friends who supported you. I happen to know that graduate students are often not the easiest people to work with, or live with, or put up with, or give money to. So they all deserve your thanks, those family members. Finally, I think you will all agree that without the outstanding faculty of the College of Fine Arts, none of this would have been possible. I assure you that they have spent as many sleepless nights working towards your successes as you have. Now, I'd like to start by talking a little bit about the importance of graduate students to an institution like the University of Arizona. The students focus on the work of faculty. The students are the focus of the work of faculty, but often what you hear in the press is about the research the faculty do or about the much larger population of undergraduate students. But graduate students are really the group of people that keep this institution running. Graduate students teach our classes. They run our labs and studios. They connect with our community. But most importantly for faculty like myself, they serve as an opportunity to connect with the cutting edge of research in our own disciplines. As the newest professional scholars, they challenge old ways of thinking and motivate us to explore new ideas. We would not have an excellent university like the one we have were it not for our graduate students. Now, speakers at convocations like this are supposed to give some words of wisdom to the graduates to inspire them to do great things in their future careers. I find this kind of difficult because, to be honest with you, what I often find is that the graduate students inspire me. They're the ones who give me their creativity and their insight, and they're the ones that make me want to come to work every day. So let me temper your expectations for this address, but I do have a few things that I'd like to share with the graduates about the importance of the work you all have been doing and why I hope you will continue to do it as the newest professionals in your fields. There's a common trope one hears when politicians and the media talk about the arts. They often give lip service to the arts by talking about how they reflect our society or how they enhance our lives. Now, I don't want to discount the validity of the arts reflecting and enhancing our lives. As a social scientist, I often look to a culture's arts to gain insights about their priorities and challenges. And as someone who loves music and dance, I know my life would be much duller and uninteresting without them. But I think a focus on the reflective power of the arts or their ability to enhance ourselves misses an important focus. That is, arts do much, much more than that. They shape us, they define us, and they change us. They are a powerful tool for both the introspective change and for shaping our world. I really think that the disciplines represented in the schools of the College of Fine Arts do not get nearly enough credit for this important role. Let me talk about the impact on self. This, what I'm about to say, will be kind of self-evident to anyone who's ever sung a song, painted a picture, danced a dance, done anything creative. But to the self, the arts are rewarding in ways that change us each from moment to moment. As Dean Gibson said, I love to folk dance. And if I've had a horrible day at work, there's been a stressful day in the administration building and people have been yelling at me and I'm grumpy or angry, it only takes 10 minutes of folk dancing to calm me down, shift my mood and my outlook. That's not just enhancing my life. That's not just reflecting it. It's transforming it. Less self-evidently, however, is the effect that the arts have on shaping others. They give us context and focus light on particular perspectives that truly change the way we see the world. If you want evidence for this, all you have to do is consider the fact that when an oppressive regime is growing in power, its first targets are often the practitioners of the arts. That shows you how powerful your work can and will be. The second point I'd like to make today, I'm going to make by telling you a little bit about something about my father. My father's family were all factory workers or worked in the hospitality industry. They grew up in a small industrial city in Scotland. When as a kid he showed some academic talent, my grandmother decided that her highest goal for him was that he should become the headmaster at the local high school. She was genuinely disappointed and angry when he became a professor and later a dean at the University of St. Andrews. Now, Dad had two great passions in life. One was the study of poetry written in Lowland Scots, which is a fairly obscure, now dying Germanic language that's related to English, but is not the same as English. That language is in steep decline, and it may well disappear in the next generation. His other interest was in the study of illustrated books as objects of intellectual inquiry. In particular, he was fascinated by the decorative artists who did bookbinding. From the 18th to the early 20th centuries, bookbinders didn't just simply assemble pages together and glue them. Instead, every book was an individual creation and a piece of art. Many of these covers were illustrated by pictures created by the binders themselves. In my family, we called these Dad's smelly old books. Our basement, filled from floor to ceiling with these little treasures, was his paradise, however. One thing that was particularly fascinating about these books, that was because of the limitations of the medium, which was embossed cloth and embossed leather, only a few colors and limited detail could be used. Yet the artists who did these took particular pains to make beautiful pieces of art. When my dad died about 10 years ago, I was sorting through his collection, deciding what was going to go to a library and what we were going to keep. And I got to thinking about the things I learned from him and his interests. Perhaps first and foremost was the lesson that things don't have to be expensive or popular to be important and valuable. Neither Lowland Scots poetry nor antique book bindings are ever going to be the next rage in society, but they held intrinsic beauty and meaning for those who appreciated them. So let me give you this takeaway message. Never let a desire for popularity or acceptance change your vision or voice. You should always be as bold as your creativity lets you be. Go forth and shape the world. Thank you.
I'd like to thank Dr. Carney for his keynote address and for all of his support of the College of Fine Arts. Thank you. We'll now present the Outstanding Graduate Teaching Awards to our graduates, recognizing work of an extraordinary nature. Selection criteria for this award includes scholarship, leadership, expertise in teaching, and their contribution to their academic discipline. In addition to the Outstanding Graduate Teaching Assistant from each school, we also have selected one Outstanding Graduate Teaching Assistant to represent the College of Fine Arts as a whole. Our first Outstanding Graduate Teaching Assistant is from the School of Art. Will Galen Trezis please stand? Galen is graduating with a Master of Fine Arts degree. In his nomination letter, Professor Gary Setzer writes, Galen Trezis has become a stable fixture in our program, and while the School of Art is excited for his adventure ahead, he will be greatly missed by the faculty, his undergraduate students, and his graduate peers. Galen is dynamic and fun and keeps the students at rapt attention. He inspires their interest in new material and works alongside them in the trenches to reach the successes that he knows they are capable of. Galen holds them to a very high standard, and they deliver. Of one of our current graduate group, he's not only toes the line, but is easily the most adept at critiquing artwork in a precise and meaningful way. While he does push his students towards a high level of achievement, at the same time, he ensures that it is a respectful process that nourishes the students that are struggling. Galen has been a force to be reckoned with at the University of Arizona. He is a fantastic representative of the School of Art. Congratulations, Galen.
Thank you.
Will Catherine Inzerillo please stand? Catherine is graduating with a Master of Fine Arts degree. In her nomination letter, Professor Amy Ernst wrote, "Not only has Catherine become a superior teaching assistant for our school, but she also beautifully embraces and embodies the equal emphasis placed upon both artistry and scholarship that is so deeply fundamental to the mission of the College of Fine Arts. Catherine constantly challenges students to achieve their utmost, both technically and creatively, inspiring them not only to work to the best of their abilities, but also to develop respect and commitment that the art form of dance deserves." Throughout her graduate studies, Catherine was always ready and willing to take on new responsibility with skill, integrity, and passion. She is leaving an indelible mark upon the School of Dance and its mission, one that has been carved from her finely honed sense of leadership and responsibility to her art and to her field. Now more than ever, we need artists and educators in our world like Catherine, who have dedicated their lives to empowering students toward creating a life of meaning that sustains not only themselves, but also the institutions of learning and creativity that surround and sustain us all. Congratulations, Catherine. Will Ken Phillips please stand? Ken is graduating with a Master of Fine Arts degree, and in her nomination letter, Professor Deanna Fitzgerald stated, "Ken's passion for his work, coupled with his dedication to teaching, made him a worthy candidate for this award." Ken is a valued member and mentor for many of the undergraduate BFA lighting, design, and technology students, often spending long hours and late nights in the theaters, helping them develop their lighting creations. I know this because I see you on campus all the time. Ken has taught the advanced automated lighting design class 2 years in a row and oversaw the students' public performance. He is responsible for the great strides in its effectiveness and relevance in the field of a field of rapidly changing technology. Ken has created beautiful designs for numerous productions in the theater program. Never to be confined to a narrow identity, Ken also assists for the theater program's popular stage combat class as a service to the school and brings to it the credential of certified actor combat in unarmed broadsword, sword, and shield, rapier, and dagger. It has been my honor to mentor Ken over the years as he developed into a fine teacher and found his artistic voice while helping the undergraduates do the same. Congratulations, Ken. Will Diana Yusupov please stand? Diana is graduating with a Master of Music. In his nomination letter, Professor Theodore Buchholz states, "Diana has given 200% to us as a graduate teaching assistant, as a performer, and as a valued member of the Tucson music community. I can think of no student who has worked so incredibly hard, balanced so many demands, possessed such a wonderful, contagious attitude, and yielded such outstanding results as a teacher, performer, and advocate for the University of Arizona. Diana gives far more than the 10 hours per week stipulated by her GTA contract. She fervently rehearses with the graduate quartet, passionately teaches as a chamber music coach, and serves as the cello sectional coach for the Philharmonic, and serves as the principal of the Arizona Symphony. She is the go-to person and a reliable contact in the graduate quartet to secure concerts, develop the ensemble's online presence, and to professionally represent the best of the Fred Fox School of Music. She does all of this in addition to performing professionally in the Tucson Symphony Orchestra, being an in-demand private teacher, and also a contracted teacher working 10 hours at Tucson High School. Most importantly, Diana always brings a love of music and a desire for excellence to rehearsals and performances. She is prompt, accountable, and always ready to work. With excellent talents and incredible personal qualities, she has much to contribute to the world of classical music. How Diana finds time to sleep, I do not know. But I am so grateful that she gives everything that she can to our school, community, and to the music. Congratulations, Diana. So congratulations, Diana, and to all of our graduate teaching assistants. Well done. Next, we'll have a showcase from the Fred Fox School of Music, Harp Fusion. Harp Fusion is one of the most creative and exciting ensembles on the international concert scene. This highly innovative harp group was named by members of the group because of its unique fusion of different styles and cultures. It is the largest touring concert harp ensemble in the world and has gained international respect for its inspiring performances. Harp Fusion is performed in Russia, Japan, Indonesia, and Switzerland. All of the music that Harp Fusion performs is written or arranged by members of the group, and all members are students of the University of Arizona. Harp Fusion was formed by Dr. Carol McLaughlin, and Harp Fusion would like to dedicate this performance in memory of Dr. McLaughlin as a celebration of her life and her legacy. Thank you for that beautiful performance. The College of Fine Arts will now begin the presentation of degree candidates. And a little background on the origins of the academic regalia that are believed to have originated in the 12th century. The robes, colors, trimmings, patterns are traditional and reflect both the degree and the discipline. For doctoral students, navy blue is the traditional color for the Doctor of Philosophy degree, and pink is the traditional color for the Doctor of Musical Arts degree. For master's students, brown is the traditional color of fine arts, and pink is the traditional color of music. There are only a few times in the academic calendar when the university designates occasions for faculty, students, friends, family to come together on campus. And one of the most cherished of those times is now, during commencement, when a student's perseverance and accomplishments are honored. Each name is a story that tells of countless dreams, hours of hard work, study, practice, and performance. It is this accomplishment that we now like to celebrate. So each school within the college will be called separately to approach the stage. And students, as you come up the stage, please first hand the blue card to the college representative at the stage steps, then the gray card to the reader seated at the table. You will then proceed across the stage to be congratulated by faculty from your school. After, we ask that you return to your seat. Parents and friends, we have hired a professional photographer to capture these moments, and if you would like to take your own photographs, we just ask that you do so after the program. Please keep the area in front of the stage and other aisles clear so that the students can easily return to their seat. Will Professor Carlton Bradford and Director Colin Blakely and the School of Art faculty please come forward? I don't know.
Chun Che Chen, Doctor of Philosophy, Art History and Education, Art and Visual Culture Education, being hooded by Dr. Elizabeth Garber. Ting Fan Chin, Doctor of Philosophy, Art History and Education, Art and Visual Culture Education, being hooded by Dr. Elizabeth Garber. Tracy Quinn, Doctor of Philosophy, Art History and Education, Art and Visual Culture Education, being hooded by Dr. Elizabeth Garber. Catherine Nellis Medill, Doctor of Philosophy, Art History and Education, Art and Visual Culture Education, being hooded by Dr. Manisha Sharber. Dustin Lee Shores, Master of Fine Arts, Art, being hooded by Professor Sama Reina Al-Shabi. Eric Alexander Wilson, Master of Fine Arts, being hooded by Professor Aaron Coleman. Galen John Trezise, Master of Fine Arts, being hooded by Professor Jim Cook. Isan Brandt, Master of Fine Arts, being hooded by Professor Aaron Coleman. Mitchell Bradley Mantle, Master of Fine Arts, being hooded by Aaron Coleman. Stephanie Marie Burchett, Master of Fine Arts, being hooded by Professor Martina Scheenel. Ashley Brianne Fitzpatrick, Master of Fine Arts, being hooded by Professor Kelly Leslie. Kirsten Nicole Levens, Master of Arts, Art History, being hooded by Dr. Kate Palmer Albers. Erin Francis Pustarfi, Master of Arts, Art History, being hooded by Dr. Kate Palmer Albers. Alfred Aqua, Master of Arts, Arts Education, Community and Museums, being hooded by Dr. Manisha Sharma.
Thanks. Okay, will Professor David Morton, Director Jory Hancock, and the School of Dance faculty please come forward? And will the master's degree recipients from the School of Dance please come forward?
Catherine Jean Tiso Inzerillo, Master of Fine Arts Dance, being hooded by Amy Ernst. Meredith Dillis Jones, Master of Fine Arts Dance, being hooded by Amy Ernst. Molly Myers, Master of Fine Arts, Dance, being hooded by Amy Ernst. Aaron Smith, Master of Fine Arts, Dance, being hooded by Amy Ernst.
Thank you. Will Dr. John Brobeck, Director Ed Reed, and the Fred Fox School of Music faculty please come forward? And will the doctoral and master's degree recipients from the Fred Fox School of Music also please come forward?
Diana Yusupov, Master of Music and Performance in Cello, being hooded by Dr. Ted Buchholz. Catherine Suskin Valencia, Doctor of Musical Arts, Performance in Piano, being hooded by Dr. John Milbauer. Margaret Ruth Ann McGillivray, Doctor of Musical Arts in Horn Performance, being hooded by Professor Daniel Katzen. Dennis James Senkbell, Master of Music in Music Education, being hooded by Dr. Don Corso. Samantha L. Thrush, Master of Music in Music Education, being hooded by Dr. Don Corso. Ying Cao, Master of Music in Music Education, being hooded by Dr. Don Corso. Ziyun Lee, Master of Music in Choral Conducting, being hooded by Dr. Bruce Chamberlain. Miguel Arango Kaya, Master of Music in Music Theory, being hooded by Dr. Boyd Pomeroy. Jamie Julia Wright, Master of Music in Vocal Performance, being hooded by Dr. Andrew Stuckey. Javier Tade Tapia Villaseñor, Master of Music in Collaborative Piano, being hooded by Dr. John Milbauer. Andras Tereshki, being Doctor of Musical Arts in Orchestral Conducting, being hooded by Dr. Thomas Cockrell. Amara Johanna Thomas, Master of Music in Violin Performance, being hooded by Dr. Ted Buchholz. Si-Hung Oh, Doctor of Musical Arts in Choral Conducting, being hooded by Dr. Bruce Chamberlain. Caleb Kenji Nihira, Doctor of Musical Arts in Choral Conducting, being hooded by Dr. Bruce Chamberlain. Ju-Yun Wang, Doctor of Musical Arts in Choral Conducting, being hooded by Dr. Bruce Chamberlain. Aaron Plisco, Doctor of Musical Arts in Choral Conducting, being hooded by Dr. Bruce Chamberlain. Jessica Berg, Master of Music in Choral Conducting, being hooded by Dr. Bruce Chamberlain. Miranda Lee DeBretto, Master of Music in Flute Performance, being hooded by Dr. Brian Luce. Laura Claire Marsh, Master of Music in Percussion Performance, being hooded by Dr. Morris Samuel Palter. Evan Gibson, Master of Music in Wind Band Conducting, being hooded by Dr. Chad Nicholson. Zachary Mark Van Houten, Doctor of Musical Arts in Composition, being hooded by Professor Daniel Asia. Nino Bakratz, Doctor of Musical Arts in Piano Performance, being hooded by Dean Tanis Gibson. Christian Thomas Martin, Doctor of Musical Arts in Composition, being hooded by Professor Daniel Asia. Brian Joseph McNiff, Doctor of Musical Arts in Vocal Performance, being hooded by Dr. Andrew Stuckey. Douglas Jade Byrne, oops, wrong card. Doctor of Musical Arts in Piano Performance, being hooded by Dr. John Milbauer. Mingui Kevin Chow, Doctor of Musical Arts in Piano Performance, being hooded by Dr. John Milbauer. Arman Durda, Doctor of Musical Arts in Composition, being hooded by Professor Daniel Asia. It's card the right way. Connie DeVivik Noakes, a Doctor of Philosophy in Music Education, being hooded by Bobby McKean. Peter Mueller, Doctor of Philosophy in Music Theory, being hooded by Dr. Donald G. Trout. Joshua Barbara, Master of Music in Ethnomusicology, being hooded by Dr. J. Rosenblatt. Curtis John Karwacki, Master of Music in Cello Performance, being hooded by Dr. Ted Buchholz.
Will Professor David Morden, Director Bruce Brockman, and the School of Theater, Film, and Television faculty please come forward? And will the master's degree candidates from the School of Theater, Film, and Television please come forward?
Kendall Jean Phillips, Master of Fine Arts, Theater Design and Production, being hooded by Deanna Fitzgerald.
So as we move on, we will now present a showcase from the School of Art. And to introduce the piece, please welcome Director for the School of Art, Colin Blakely, to the podium.
Good afternoon, and congratulations again to the graduates. I'm delighted to introduce the School of Art Student Showcase, Tracing Ancient Oceans by Isan Brandt. The innovative work documented in this piece is currently on display at Biosphere 2 and was made possible by generous support from the Marcia Grand Centennial Sculpture Prize, an award that provides MFA-seeking graduate students with up to $10,000 to support the completion of a piece in the sculptural or 3D arts. Please enjoy.
I'm Isan Brandt, and I'm a graduate student at the University of Arizona Fine Arts Studio Art Department. My project, Tracing Ancient Oceans, is a large-scale wooden sculpture project. Each one of the objects will have a different treatment on the surface, sort of denoting geologic history. And so some will have stone pigment on their surface, there'll be wax. Some will have salt crystals growing on them, which will also dissolve and move in the heat. I'm doing, different cutting with my different tools on the wood, and then using rusting techniques and covering with cement and sanding it off and doing these sort of layers and extraction, mimicking how the land has changed, but in a really quick way because I have a year to do it rather than a century to do it. And I'm looking at themes of loss, change, transformation, felt through the human experience of the non-human world. I was doing a self-imposed artist residency in the Nevada Playa, which is an ancient inland sea. One day I was sitting out on this flat playa watching this big storm roll in, and I just got this awful, heavy, sad feeling. And then I realized this is grief, and it came out of this feeling of right now, our planet is warming due to our desire to keep our lifestyles at this level. My sister, who was with me at the time, is a poet, and we sort of coined it as eco-grief. I see these objects I'm making right now as an homage to that feeling, that discomfort, where it's enjoy for the natural world and looking at it, but also this anxiety of seeing how much it's shifting within just my short lifetime so far.
Thank you, School of Art and East Sun, for that beautiful showcase. Earlier this afternoon, you were introduced to the outstanding graduate teaching assistant for the College of Fine Arts, Diana Yusupov. Diana is graduating with a master's in cello performance. She is a valued member of the University of Arizona Graduate String Quartet, a resident chamber ensemble made up of graduate-level performers from throughout the world. This is a group that recently received the silver medal in the MTNA National Level Chamber Music Competition. This summer, they will travel to Canada and to Philadelphia to perform in chamber music festivals. Diana is passionate about performance and teaching. She is looking forward to beginning her DMA degree program in the fall. So please join me in welcoming Diana back to the lectern.
Thank you. My name is Diana Yusupov, and today I'm graduating with a Master's in Music Performance degree. I would like to thank my professor, Theodore Buchholz, for nominating me for this award. He's the reason I came to the University of Arizona, and in the 2 years that I've studied my master's with him, I've learned a lot. Thank you for your hard work, encouragement, and for always being an inspiration to me. Graduation is a time of reflection, and in writing this speech, I've been thinking a lot about how I got here today, and I'd like to share my story. I came to the University of Arizona in 2016. As you may be able to pick up from my accent, I came from Australia. Coming to this country was more than just coming to going overseas to study a degree. For me, it was a big personal journey. I graduated from my bachelor's in 2009 from Queensland Conservatory of Music in Australia. I had just spent 4 years in a very competitive and challenging environment. It was not uncommon for us to spend 6 to 8 hours a day locked in a practice room. The competition was fierce. We all strived to succeed, but many of us were feeling burnt out. I'm sure, being in the arts, a lot of you can identify with that. In my last year of my bachelor's, when it came time to apply for grad schools, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. You see, my family are immigrants from Uzbekistan, and our culture and views are very traditional in regards to a girl's place in society. So naturally, they preferred for me to stay close to them rather than go overseas to pursue a degree. Also, other people around me strongly discouraged me from pursuing a career in performance. Being in the arts, it's not uncommon for us to have people tell us to give up our craft for a more secure career choice. So I played my final recital, packed away my cello, and walked away from performance. For the next 5 years, my cello stood in the corner of my living room, untouched. I missed it terribly, but couldn't bring myself to play it. It was almost like a mental block. I wanted to perform so much growing up, but if I couldn't do it professionally, if I didn't pursue it further, then I couldn't see a reason to practice. In 2015, I got a job as a high school music teacher. I had a class of 11 students who chose music as an elective subject. And amongst them was one very talented student. Her name was Sophie. She had an amazing voice, and she was very passionate about music. But when it came time for students to choose their university degrees, I was very surprised that she didn't choose to pursue music. When I asked her about it, she told me that although she loved music very much, she didn't think it was a safe career choice. I remember to this day that her response made me very sad. I told her that she should follow her passion, but as I was saying that, I felt like the biggest hypocrite. Here I was telling Sophie to follow her passion, and yet I wasn't following mine. I'm sure many of us had a Sophie in our lives who inspired you to go back to your craft. That evening, I went home and called my old cello teacher. I told him I wanted to have lessons with him again, and he was very happy to hear that. We scheduled a lesson for the following week, and he told me to come prepared. That's when the challenge really set in. At that point, it had been 5 years since I opened my cello. In those 5 years, I hadn't practiced once. Can you imagine going back to your art form after such a long time away? I cannot describe to you the sounds that I produced when I went back to it. Imagine the sound of a screeching train tracks, fingernails on chalkboard. According to my neighbors, they preferred that to my cello playing. My fingers hurt from the strings, and my arms could barely remember what to do. It was very discouraging, and there were many times I wanted to give up altogether. But despite all of that, there was a part of me that was rejoicing for playing again. I practiced every day for the next year and decided to try out to audition for a master's degree. When I got accepted to the U of A, I told my family and friends. I told them I was quitting my job and moving to Tucson, Arizona. You can imagine the look on their faces. In 2016, I packed up the essentials, my cello and my chihuahua, and I moved here. Here in Tucson, I had wonderful teachers who supported me and guided me. I met amazing friends who've encouraged me through this journey. While studying here at the U of A, I've been playing in the graduate string quartet, and over the last 2 years, I've discovered that I really enjoy playing chamber music. In fact, I love it so much, I want to continue pursuing it next year. I feel like I still have a lot of catching up to do, but I'm so thankful that every day I wake up and I get to do what I love. Giving up a steady job and going against the opinion of people around me wasn't easy. But through this experience, I've learned that I cannot be truly happy unless I do what I love. As we graduate today and move forward, I know that many of you will face similar challenges. It's not easy to pursue a career in the arts. It requires determination and commitment. Perhaps some of us will have to make tough choices. I want to encourage you today to keep doing what you love, whether it's music, art, dance, or theater, to keep finding your Sophies in your life who will encourage you and inspire you to stay in your art form. I strongly believe that in doing what we love, we can find true happiness. Thank you.
Thank you, Diana, for that inspiring speech. In coming to a close, just a few words. As artists, we willingly and joyfully dedicate our lives to perfecting our craft. And now, looking back at the many hours of rehearsals, practice, performances, studying, research, studio work, it is easy to understand how our passion drives us to grow as artists. Today, we look to tomorrow with a deep sense of excitement for all that is possible, and at the same time, with a sense of gratitude for all that has gone before. Today is, for many of you, a benchmark of sorts. It's recognition of this moment in time. Hope resides here today with you. And I urge you, in looking forward, to claim all that is ahead of you, to claim that future. It belongs to you. I hope that you remember this day and that you will keep the University of Arizona in your thoughts. You will soon leave our halls and our classrooms, pursue your passions, explore the world, do good, make us proud, get jobs. And once you do that, perhaps you'll even send us a check. We congratulate all of you for all the work, and we recognize that what you've accomplished here is no small thing. So we're now going to stand up and together move our tassels. If you would all stand, and I invite the students here up on stage to join me. You're going to be the models for this tassel moving exercise. Can I ask you all to come over here? Okay, so we're going to move from right to left, and I'm going to do a countdown. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Right to left. Congratulations to the graduating class of spring 2018. Please be seated. Before we leave, I'd like to acknowledge a few people, the tech team, as well as our students and services team, and all of our volunteers for their hard work. A special thanks to Cy, to Dane, Dal, and of course to Lindsay and Ryan. And lastly, a very special thank you to Carson, Owen, Tim, and the Fred Fox School of Music Tech team. As a reminder to students and guests, this ceremony can be viewed and played back at live.cfa.arizona.edu. Guests, we know you are looking forward to congratulating your students in person. However, please remain seated and keep the aisleway clear for faculty and graduates to exit first. Graduates, you will be marshaled out after the faculty. On your way out, do please join us for light desserts and refreshments in the Whole Scala lobby. And with that being said, congratulations, graduates, and bear down.